Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Chart High. I'm here today with another trader, two other traders. One you already know, Mindful Trader, the lab. He's here. Say hello.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Great to be back.
And also a new special guest from the US of A. And as we're going to be talking about the American dream today, the power of the dollar, we wanted a man right from the promised land.
We wanted a
round of applause, Ira.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Ira, and I'm from the greatest country on this earth, United States of America, Trump land.
The greatest, the safest, and the most fun country in the world.
Exactly.
So, there's a lot of things we can talk about. We really want to keep these podcasts very loose, very open, very Joe Rogan-esque. And today, our topic that can branch off to so many different things, and I guess it could just be a long rant, is really about money and more specifically the power of the dollar, right? So the way this is going to help traders, and it's going to help people who are listening grow if you're a trader, is you're really going to understand the emotional control money has over you, how it can really transform you as a person. And we're going to be talking about historically how money has been used to take control of lands, to take control of people, just from the whole system. We're going to be going in today on this Chart High episode 2. Okay, so
this Chart High episode is extremely important because Jeevan is extremely high right now. So be ready for a very influential episode by your capital hungry, mindful trader, and Mr. America.
That's a good one.
America's ass right here, boys.
So I know these two guys are getting a bit shy. They feel like an audience is staring at them now with the on-air sign. But what I want to talk about is, okay, so a lot of people who go into trading, they and we spoke about this in the first podcast, right? They really have the mindset that they can make a ton of money very fast, very quickly. You know where this need comes from? You have to understand.
It comes from like the lack of money, right?
Exactly. That's one of the things.
The main point is like the lack of money. Well, that's already outside of what like society influences you with, right?
Exactly. So that lack of money, and where does that all come from? That comes from this whole systematical approach of, like, think about how people, and Ira, you were talking about it. Time is money, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Money runs the world. Like, money runs your life. You know, like, you wake up, you try to get money. You go to bed thinking about, what could I have done to get more money? And just
you wake up, you go and get more money.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I need to brush my teeth. Oh, I need money to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything.
And what everyone is really chasing, and the whole purpose of it, once you really open your eyes and you see how the world works, is people are chasing their time back. People are chasing their freedom back, right? This whole systematic approach, ever since you're put in school, ever since you go to school, you get your degree, you get your first job, you work up the ladder through this corporate job, the whole American dream is a systematic approach that's meant to keep you within these certain guidelines, right? You're only going to get a certain amount of money for the certain amount of X hours you work, or whatever they allow you to get, right? Your salary cap.
I think a good analogy is for it. It's like, imagine the worker, like your common everyday worker is a guy climbing a ladder, right?
Yeah.
You're climbing a ladder. You're climbing your way up through that company. You're climbing yourself through up and up and up, and you look up, you see it, but you can't get there. The ladder just keeps going. It just keeps extending. And so you never get there, but like staying with the system.
And it comes down to the part, it's like, how much further can you really go, right? Like
in that system.
Exactly.
Right? That's why you see
it's also like mentally draining, right? Like how much further you keep going until you just keep getting the same reward over and over again.
is what I was talking about with the ladder. That ladder is created by some sick individuals who know what that ladder does, right? They put these people in inside of this game, right? To me, you can say what you want. Everything is a simulation. History always repeats itself. Um, People and human nature run on greed and power. You saw it from back in the day with like Genghis Khan to Alexander the Great. It's all about, you know what I mean, Ira? Like it's all about power and conquering and greed and having more and more. And there's
It's a natural human aspect, right? Just like
yeah.
trying to become the most powerful, whether it be in your household, in your family, or like on a larger scale, like Genghis Khan or Alexander Great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
So
at the end of the day, to me it comes down to how much do you value your own time.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like some people are fine, get at that middle level job when they're never gonna make
Right.
it. They're making
You
50,
need those people too.
yeah,
You need those people.
The world
You
needs
can't
those
you can't have everybody being an incredibly rich forex trader, because who the fuck is, when I want a cheeseburger, I need that average fucking Joe there to give me my fucking cheeseburger.
and that's completely fine, because there's some people that are fine with that, and I'll
Right.
never understand it, but thank
exactly.
you.
Yeah, like
Thank you.
there's fine people. There's people who are fine, who are content with life, right? At the end of
Yeah.
it, they're happy working that 9 to 5 to go home, spend time with their family, right? That's good for them, right? But it's like it's what everybody wants for themselves.
But those people are the people who are emotionally and mentally trapped within the system, you know?
Yeah.
Not necessarily all the time. I know people who are like extremely happy with the job they do, right? Like I said, it's like what you're saying to Ira was saying is it comes down to like what you're content with, right? Like
I understand that. But take this in that form of being content and happy is forced and capped. Think about that person, right? As soon as they already are given into the world and given a chance, right? If they don't have the right mindset, if they don't separate themselves, think about people shitting out in like a factory on a conveyor belt, right? Visualize that, right? There's a certain people who, when they come out of that fucking machine that's shitting them out, they look around, they say, holy fuck, what the fuck is this? This is fucked up. Like, they see the line ahead of them of other people just getting picked up, packaged, put in a bottle, and tossed into a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the few people that really find success, really reach the top, I feel like they jump off the conveyor belt and they go their own route. You know what I mean? They go against what they're forced to do.
It's lonely.
Right?
It's
The
definitely
people.
lonely route.
So yes, the people inside the people who are automatically put into the system, they can be happy. But in my eyes, their happiness is capped, because yes, they're doing their day to day. Yes, they're doing their 9 to 5. Yes, they enjoy watching football on Sundays and having their beers. Yes, they live a regular Joe life and they're content with it. But if you ask any of those fucking people, if they would give that all up for, let's just say, an XX amount of dollars, I guarantee you.
100%.
So think about that.
100%.
So now think about that concept. Are they really truly happy to? Or if not even that, if you ask them, hey, if you had all the time in the world and you didn't have to work and you didn't have to have any bills and you didn't have any responsibilities, what would you do? What would you want to do?
I'm thinking about, I don't know a single person in their life that hasn't been like, oh, like what would happen if I won the lottery? What if I had all this money? And like you can't help but like hope.
Everybody has that hope, right?
People those people drive me fucking crazy. The kids that are like, I don't need money. I don't need it. You do.
Like I'm happy without it. Like, okay, I get it. You are, but you need it.
But you'd be happier if you had fucking $3 million in your bank account.
Yeah. Exactly, right? So now think about that. Think about those concepts, right? Of course, somebody can be happy, but if you put anybody in that situation, if you honestly ask them and you ask them to answer honestly, Who would say they're just perfectly fine with that 9 to 5 and working for someone else? Nobody would. I don't think anybody would, right? If they do, I'm sorry to say, the harsh reality is their brain has been completely numbed, and they are now a zombie, right?
Oh, yeah.
They fully turned into that zombie state, and they are at a state of no return. But you need
They're at a
you need
state of
some
no
zombie.
return.
But like,
It's true.
I mean, I just
Yeah, I
remember
mean,
what. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
I remember just like growing up, you know, something it would drive me crazy. Like it was something was off. You know, going to grade school, going to high school, even now in college, like I'll hear something just irks me. Right, the teacher will be like, "Yeah, you got to do this because then you need to go graduate, get a job, get married, have kids, and work your
Right?
job, and then retire."
100%. It's that fucking path they tell you to go on, right? That it's like, yo, this is what you'll do. Right after that, you're gonna do this.
And
Like,
that's why I got into forex, because one day my teacher, I heard it 3 times in one day. It was like my freshman year of college, maybe. No, it was senior year of high school. My teacher, I had 3 different teachers say it that day that said, "Yeah, you got to do this because you need to go get a job after you know graduate. You need to get into college. You need to do this that." I was like, I don't want to do that. You know, like
Exactly.
there's more. There's more out there.
There's more to life out there, right?
I know how much I value my time.
As soon as you open your eyes and you realize
exactly.
that there is some female on a webcam eating a hot dog, and some man across the world is paying her $500
For a hot
to eat
dog.
that hot dog,
You know, I'm
or
trying to get
there's
this
some
bread.
or there's some streamer like Ninja who's making millions of dollars, or the esports overall, how it's
Playing
going
a
up.
video game.
Ira and I used to play Halo 3 MLG back in the day, and we knew this, and you knew we didn't think about it, Ira, in the way of taking advantage that esports was gonna blow up, but we knew esports was gonna blow up.
Yeah,
Right?
but
We
I
didn't
mean,
think about it in the way of
Bro,
financially taking it. We
the
were like
amount of
12 years
hours
old.
I've spent playing COD does not translate to the amount of hours I've spent on the charts. Man should have been professional
Imagine.
esports players by now.
Right? So
I
wait. So what we're understanding is, and from all aspects of life, okay, so people are put in these bubbles, right? People are put in these bottles, and they're put with the cap on the top. Their happiness can only go to the limitations of that bottle. Some people are average and their bottle's half full. Some people's bottle's fucking empty and they're depressed. Some people aren't in a bottle at all. Some people need to learn how to take their fucking cap off and get out of the bottle, right? It's all at the end of the day about vision, about motivation, hunger, and discipline. So yes, the systematic structure that we are put in, like to follow this set time to go on recess, to follow this set time to go on your break at lunch, or like, you know what I mean, to follow this time you clock in and clock out of work. Yes, that's set up to fucking program you, but there are certain aspects, trading and really grasping the power of money comes to from balance, right? You have to, because some of the things from that systematic approach do give you discipline. You need discipline,
But
right?
some of them also carry over as bad aspects. Like when you're working in in a job environment, you're kind of a slave for the money, right? You're spending
Exactly.
hours and hours, and that could translate, if you're not careful, into your trading. You could become a slave for taking shit trades. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
entering based on your greed of money that you
Yeah.
haven't had, you never received in your job, and you're trying to exploit success through one of the hardest things ever.
yeah, right. So, but what I'm trying to, but the point I'm trying to get across is, what we can reflect on is that people have been put a bottle cap on their thing, right? A bottle cap on their bottle, and they can't get out, and they think this set amount of money they get for their factory job, their office job is it. They can't do anymore. But everybody knows that people are making ridiculous amounts of money. There's ridiculous amounts of money out there, and you can do it in so many different fashions or ways if you really want to take advantage of it, right?
Yep.
So, and everyone knows that that's the key to your freedom as well, into getting your time back, is to finding a skill set, learning it, putting the hours in. Just like a doctor goes to school for 10 years to earn his $300,000 to $500,000 or $1 million a year, whatever he's making. But these forex traders who come in They get miraged by this whole social media shit. They get fucking bullshitted by a fake dream.
Exactly.
They
And
think
they
they're
think
gonna
they can
make
make
money.
3 millions in like a
Exactly,
year.
exactly. And then they get hit with the reality of how much emotional control this dollar has over you, right? If you give a man $100 or take away $100 from his pocket, he will be two different people, more than anything else, right?
Oh yeah.
If I was holding a drink and you took that drink from me, or if I was holding a food item and you took it from me, I'd be like, okay, pretty pissed, like whatever. Or if I was holding like, I don't even know, if I was holding a fucking chocolate bar or something else that brings you pleasure, you know what I mean? If you were holding like that, you wouldn't even care. I'm just trying to say that if someone was holding $100 or $1,000 and they gave you that, you would be extremely happy. If they took that away from you, you would be thinking about that and be grumpy your whole day. You know what I mean?
Of course, money really shows you like the true nature of people, right? That's like a main aspect of like why people don't do business with family, because like when money gets involved, you never know what side of the person you're gonna see. Like you said, you take $100 away from someone, they're a totally different person than they are when you give them $100.
Yeah,
Right?
something I've always like to say is like, there's always that quote like money is the root of evil or whatever.
Right?
I've always thought, like, my opinion on it is that money just amplifies the true self of somebody. Like,
That's
so
100%.
if
that's
you're a, if you're
100%.
a good person at heart,
Yeah.
maybe you'll give to charity. Say the rich, they'll give to charity, all this shit. But then
Yeah.
when you're rich, you don't give a fuck. You just like are just a douche.
You're
Like,
still gonna be a douche.
you're gonna be a bigger
Exactly.
douche because you
Yeah.
can be. Like,
Because you can be.
you don't have to
And
put on any front.
the whole aspect of that is money is the root of all evil, right? Because it is what keeps us all under control. It is what everybody's working and striving after. But that's the yin yang of it. At the same time, this
Yin
thing
yang.
that's
Money
at,
changed the world.
at the same time, this thing is the root of all evil, and it can ruin your day, and it can make you fucking. Wall Street brokers, Wall Street traders, when the stock market crashed, were jumping out of 34 buildings on fucking Wall Street,
That's
just
so
straight
fucked.
suiciding. Yeah, the markets crashed. Think about those guys who were living these crazy lifestyles, having $30 million portfolios wiped in instance, hours. Mortgage collapse, millions of people and
You're
brokers,
afraid of losing your $200 account.
right? These people, but that is the power of money,
Exactly.
right? The money is so strong, greed is so strong, this emotional attachment to money is so strong that traders and anybody coming into Forex really needs to focus on the psychology, really needs to understand economy, understand the vision around money and how it works. And it's really just a tool to control people and keep people in control, but it's also a tool to buy back your time, right? You're never going to make enough money to see the elites or see the people that run our world or see the people that's going to keep the system the way the system is. But you can understand how the system works. You can take advantage of it if you put the work in and you learn to have emotional control, learn to have a good attitude, and put the hours in. Whatever your craft is, you have to put the 10,000, 20,000 hours in,
Exactly. You don't
years
see a
of
heart
grinding in.
surgeon going on surgery on a heart as soon as he gets his practitioner license, right?
Exactly, right? You have to put all that stuff in to get that certain amount of money that will put you into that bracket, right? That bracket is what puts I see a big group of the average mass, and I see a smaller bracket, and I don't separate them by what they have. I don't separate them by what they wear. I separate them by that one bracket who's separate. They have all their time. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
have the
yes,
same amount of time, yeah, at the
right?
end of the day, but they're
No,
able to use it.
they don't have the same amount of time. They
No,
have you have to think
everyone
about
has the
it.
same amount of time. It's how you use that time in a day.
No, they
To
don't have
use
the
it for
same amount of
themselves.
time. They don't have the same amount of time. The people who have grinded and are rich as fuck and are in the 5% out of the 100%, because I don't think about time the same way as like, yeah, we have 24 hours. Yeah, we
Of
can all
course,
work,
no. But that's just
right?
like the fundamental of how time is thought of, right?
I
You
understand that.
think of
Yeah.
it exactly, but no. You're right that they're
They
able
don't.
to use their time more effectively for themselves rather
They
than
own
doing
they own
something.
all
They
their
own their
time. They own
yeah.
every hour of their time. The people in the 95% own about what? and let's just say you work 8 hours, or you go to school and you work, right? Or you work 12 hours a day, or you have 2 jobs. And because you have to sleep a certain amount of hours for your job, your sleep isn't even yours. Right?
Exactly.
Your sleep isn't yours. Your work hours aren't yours. Everything you're doing isn't yours.
And
half your day isn't
Damn
yours.
near half your life, yeah.
Half your life is
honestly,
not yours.
One major thing that I when I first started trading, one thing that really stuck out to me was that when you're working, you're basically working 5 months of the year to pay taxes.
Exactly.
You're grinding 5 months of the year, 5 months of your time to give it to the government.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why you guys gotta move to the United States, you know.
But the people who are in the 5%, or the people who do get that amount of money, you don't even have to be in the 5%. I'm just giving drastic examples for visualization purposes. You know what I mean? The people who have made it, the people who have found success, who have bought their time back and have all their time back, they have limitless potential on their happiness. They have no bottle cap. They have no. I got no strings on me. They got no strings. They have their time. They. Of course, they have businesses. Of course, they have stuff they're doing. But that's all stuff for them. That's all stuff they want to do. They're passionate about. They enjoy doing. It's bringing them more. It's bringing them more income. It's helping people around them. It's doing whatever they wanted. Whatever it is, evil or good, it's doing whatever they wanted to do for them, right? There's a term that my grandfather always told me, that you have to get enough money to a point that you get your money working for you. You don't work for money anymore.
Amen.
Right?
Amen to that.
Right. So that's what you want to. That's the point you want to get to, and that's why we want to do these podcasts, so everyone understands the reality of this game, because we've all been there, and we've all been in that depression point where we're fucking trading just tears you apart. And
100%, dude. Like endless nights of those, and
right?
the memories are so fucking real on those. Like, fuck, man.
Exactly.
I get depressed thinking about them.
But it's a part of the game. Just like we were talking about the heart surgeon, just like we we're talking about the lawyer, they paid X amount of dollars to go to school, to get that degree, to buy these suits for their job, to buy this certain you know what I mean? To earn that amount of dollars. So I think I'm not saying go out there and lose. I'm just saying you have to go out there into the trenches and learn about yourself.
Exactly. You have to go out there and experience.
You have to go out there and experience. You have to understand how much power this dollar has over you. Once you understand how the dollar works, and you understand what we were talking about here, you have to then go understand how much the dollar influences you, how much this bill that you're chasing influences your mood, your emotions, right?
It's basically like you just gotta drop your ego, man. Like, let go of that shit.
Shit. We only have 30 seconds left.
How much
40
is
minutes.
your time worth to you?
That's a good thing to end it off. Say it again, Ira. Say it again.
How much is your time worth to you?
That's what we're gonna make the title. Should we make that title?
Thanks for tuning on the second episode of Chart High.
This will be on our YouTube, in my free chat, in the lab's YouTube. We want to thank Ira for coming on here. We're gonna have more guests come on.
Thanks for having me,
boys. Come on again.
Oh, of course. Of course.
All right, guys.
Peace out.